What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is your host, Gaddis TV. You know what time it is. ThugBirdz Podcast, episode 67 in the mix. Let's get it. Before we get started, you know what time it is. Like I just said, I'm your host, Gaddis TV. If you got yourself an Android and or an iPhone, go to the Play Store and or the App Store. Download the FTX app. Stay up to date with the latest cryptocurrencies and NFTs. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm your host, Gaddis TV. What's going on, y'all? And let's do it. Alrighty, and we are live and direct. So first off, I want to say I thank both of y'all for coming on and taking some time out of y'all's evening. I'm pretty sure for both of y'all, but thank you for coming on and just taking some time and letting us know a little bit about yourselves and holaplex. So appreciate it. Much love.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we get it started. That's what I'm talking about. For people that will be listening in general, doesn't matter if it's now, tomorrow, the next day, whenever, because it's going to be on the internet. A lot of people will know the both of you. For the people that don't, doesn't matter if it's a new person coming on to Solana from the good old fiat world or from Ethereum or anywhere and everywhere. Quick little, I guess, background on what we are doing before crypto and what got y'all interested in crypto in general. Doesn't matter if it's Solana or Bitcoin or what we are doing before all this.
Banana, you want to go first?
Go for it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, my crypto journey got started probably about I guess 5-6 years ago at this point in time. My co-founder CTO for my startup that I was running at the time was kind of deep into cryptocurrency and just kept telling me to buy Bitcoin and ETH for an entirety of a summer. And I ended up making a Coinbase account and just kind of threw a little bit of money into it. Nothing too heavy, but enough just to kind of make sure that I was still paying attention to it every so often. And that eventually led to me getting involved with starting a couple of local crypto interest clubs, and that kind of spiraled into just some online friends that I've kind of kept for the time being, which has been great. And kind of stumbled into the world of Solana at the very beginning of last year with that same group of folks. For the past 4 years prior to coming to work at holaplex, I've been an international management consultant, so helping really tech startups and tech companies in the Fortune 500 realm, kind of with their international expansion strategies, doing everything from market research to M&A, user acquisition, product management, the whole 9 yards. And now I work at holaplex doing business development and partnerships.
Hell yeah. What with yourself, Banana?
Bro, I don't even know how I'm supposed to follow that. Dang, Scuba, that's a resume, man. And I'm super stoked to be working with you and the rest of the team. For those of you who I've not met, who have not met me on the internet, I go by the moniker 0x Banana. My name is Jason. Nice to meet all of y'all. I got started in my crypto journey probably, I think it was 2017, 2018, at the time when Bitcoin had hit its all-time high of 20K, and the world was like, yo, have you heard of this fucking thing called Bitcoin? And I had heard of it, and I've been tech savvy my whole life, and people had told me about it. And yeah, I'm gonna kick myself for not buying when my friend was telling me when it was $1, but what did I know about anything? So I finally FOMO'd in at 20K, like the rest of the lemmings, and had a wonderful 3-year bear market, where I learned finance, and that was just not my cup of tea. Professionally, before doing any sort of crypto stuff, I was an information security professional doing digital forensics and incident response consulting. So whenever a company would get hacked, or there'd be they're in the headlines, or preferably before they're in the headlines, my company and people who I worked for would get called out, and I'd fly somewhere, and it would be the worst day of these people's lives, and I'd have to pick up the pieces and help them. So it was a ton of fun, and I really enjoyed what I was doing. And I got started in Solana, like, bro, like this has not even been like 6 months. And I fell into a group of traders, as we all do, we all fall into our cliques and all of our friends. And they were talking about NFTs. And I was like, all right, fine. Like whatever. Like I'm here to like stack my bags. I'm here to make a couple of bucks. And started doing some NFT stuff. And my friends were showing off their art. And I was like, yo, this art's cool. Like what they were buying, like art they were buying. And like, this is cool. And I was like, yo, I got some stuff. And I posted some stuff in the Discord, and my friends were like, I like went mint. They literally were like went mint. And I had never experienced as an artist like any sort of people like, yeah, what do you mean you're gonna give me like a Solana for like this thing I made? Like that's cool. And it literally became a life-changing event for me. Did a bunch of art in the space, made a bunch of friends, and now pretty hyped to say that I am a software engineer, also working at holaplex. Building what is the next generation of like artist platforms on Solana, hopefully indoctrinating and bringing in like new artists across the planet and helping them spread their art and make some money while they're at it, because this is a hard game out here.
Yeah, I say like I'm an artist, been selling stuff. I'm artistic. I said it on the last little podcast in general, but I guess with question for both of y'all then, because y'all both known about it, and ironically, I'm right there with you on the 2017 part. I knew a little bit before that, but I got all Pops right there on that 20,000 mark, and he loves to hold that. But I'm like, listen, you made it now, okay? Listen, you put it in the bank, you would have made like less money. Like, I got you, Pops, I love you. And
it's cool. Like you held it now, you made it to 60, we made it. Like it's fine. Like we'll make it to 100. Like it's fine.
You know what I mean? Please. Now with I guess with both, it doesn't matter who honestly starts on this one. I guess before getting into the crypto scene in this essence of like the trading or the NFTs, when y'all first heard about crypto, did y'all I guess ever see like yourselves working jobs, so to say, like somehow in the market? Because I know we've had some people who've been financial, on here, and they've always been interested in that. For both of y'all, was that something y'all have always been, I guess, keen interested in it a little bit, or was it just opportunities arose at times?
I guess I'll take this one, Scuba, and I'll let you backfill. For me, I was never really interested in investing. I've got like my like Jewish-ish parents who are like invest your money, and I was like, I don't understand. I want to take my $10 that I just got for my birthday and I'm gonna go buy something. Like I'm not gonna put it in the bank and wait a year for $11. That seems silly, right? Like, I didn't get it. I had friends. I worked in fintech for portions of my career. I started my career working at NASDAQ. I most recently just left a position working for Bloomberg. So like I've worked for finance people, and it's just like it was never a thing for me until or at least like investing wasn't ever a thing for me until like I had kids. And this switch in my brain flipped to like you got to make money, you got to feed these kids. Like you can feed yourself ramen and you can say no, it's cool, I'll sleep off the hunger, or like whatever, right? Like whatever situation you find yourself in. But you can't do that so much when you have kids. They got to eat and they cry. So I started investing in the traditional markets. Like I was like, bet I'm gonna get my 8%. I'm gonna get this market return. And actually, my goal, one of my financial goals for last year was to hit 25K so that I could become an accredited investor. I was like, I'm gonna do this the right way. I'm gonna do this, and like, it was a grind, bro. And like, I'm on Twitter and I see people like, I just bought and flipped this NFT for $1 million, and I'm like, what? I just bought and flipped this NFT for 17x, and I'm like, what? Like scam, until right, you do the research, until just like any market, right, whether it's a traditional finance market, whether it's an NFT market, whether it's an options market, until you do the research, it just all looks like crazy scams. I did some research. My first mint was the Vegan Apes. Nice. And like, like solid first mint, followed it up with the ThugBird right after. And like, okay. I minted one, and I was like, yo, what is this? I was like, what the fuck did I just mint? And I turned around and I was like, I'm gonna get that next one. I turned around, it was gone. It was done. Yep. So for me, it was ending up in situations where I needed to get the come up, and I was just finding that the grind is just like I can't do it, man. like 40 years to retirement, 60 years, like it's rough. So I hopped into crypto and I found a little bit of success, and that was enough for me to continue. And I'm gonna keep riding this train till the wheels fall off, right?
100% on that one. What about yourself, Scuba? Did you ever see yourself working in the crypto world? Maybe not the exact position you're now, or looking back at it, you know what I mean? Does it make sense, or how did your, I guess, realm come to the crypto world there?
Yeah, I don't think it ever makes sense. Like crypto hasn't made sense for half a decade, except for this one moment when I was like, oh, I get how this becomes like the financial like payment rails of the future. But I think from like my perspective, crypto was always just kind of this fun, like futuristic way of thinking and like kind of hedging my like investment bets on future tech. And I didn't really get like way in on and like fully like filled with conviction until last year. And like early last year, like around the same time, like January or so.
What made it I guess click? What was that it moment, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so I think it was that I had just like gone through the entirety two of 2020, um, playing it really safe with crypto because I was worried about like what the tax implications would be. Because like anyone who says that they can avoid like taxes, like I'm sorry, but
Come on,
I truly believe like the tax man cometh. And so I've like always been one of those people who like wants to play as straight as I possibly can, and I think that with crypto, like do what you can as much as you can, and like it'll work out in the end. But then like in 20 like leaving 2020, I like had this realization that I was almost it was almost to a fault, and so I kind of made the decision like let's just do what we can to like experiment and try new things in the space, whether it's playing with DeFi, whether it's playing with NFTs, like other blockchains, whatever. And at the end of 2021, like we'll just figure it out. Like it'll work. They'll like there's probably tax software that can help me, or like I'll find someone in the space hopefully over the course of the year who can like assist. And like with that mindset, I kind of went like full region in in March and started just buying like Sol with some of my friends. And then actually my first ever mint on Solana was Apeshit Social Club, which I don't know if like anyone has really heard of or like remembers in the space, but that was like the OG like generative art project, right?
I think my buddy has two of them still. I don't know if he ever sold them. Shout out to my buddy.
Yeah,
Big
so
E.
I have a couple of those, and I'm like working on the project in whatever free time I have to try and like rescue the old apeshit apes with
Nice.
some with the dev that I found, just to like keep some life in the project, which is just a funny like social experiment in and of itself at this point. But yeah, I just went like really far down the NFT rabbit hole with like all those friends that I pulled both from my like previous entry to crypto as well as a few of my like gaming circles. And so yeah, like just grinded for the better part of last year and came out like with this job at holaplex, being able to quit my old consulting gig, and like I'm just now like fully in it, and like haven't felt this good in a long time. So it's been great.
Nice. Hell yeah on that one. Question before we get to the pronunciation of holaplex, holaplex, you know what I mean, olaha, you know, where I guess transitioning, and I guess kind of you as well, Banana. I don't know, like I said, if you're getting paid, how all that stuff works. Don't get both y'all in trouble, nothing like that. But how is that, just as a person and feeling on going from like you said, the regular, I guess we call it Web 2 world, going from the crypto world? Is it, I guess it has to be like a scary jump overall, or is it something that y'all both, I guess, believe in, so it wasn't a huge jump? Or what is that? What is that feeling? I guess like what are the thoughts inside the head that you're pondering? You know what I mean? Because it has to be a heavy decision, I would think, unless y'all are both billionaires and you're like, fuck it, bro, I'm good. But like, yeah, I gotcha. Oh, what is that? What is that mindset? What is that feeling like?
I think from like my perspective, it was very much like a moment of clarity. Like I've done the startup grind before and like kind of know what it's like to be an entrepreneur and to work on something that's brand new, which was part of like what excited me about Olaplex is like we're still a very young company. I think the like original team founded it like late August or like September-ish. And so like the prospect of getting to like try to build something from the ground up was super refreshing for me. Yeah, I think it's scary, but it's not scary for me from the perspective of like the markets will go to zero because like I think at least for me like I have my convictions about crypto, but I'm also like a realist and like try to like make sure that I'm as risky as I need to be. And so whether that's like having an emergency savings fund or like investing in the traditional markets is something I still do. Just like making sure that you have like that security blanket to fall on back onto.
100%.
But at the same time, like it's like I saw it as just an incredible learning opportunity. And like there's not a day that goes by now where either like I'm not teaching someone about crypto, which it feels like I've been doing for a long time, which is always fun. But I think most importantly, like always be learning, right? And there's not an hour that goes by where like whether it's Banana or whether it's someone else at Olaplex or even like someone that we're having a conversation with or exploring like some kind of business or some kind of partnership or just some kind of collaboration with that like just doesn't fill me up and like made me think, wow, this like I'm surrounded by the right people, and that's I think what matters. And also like that's how we found you, right? So
Oh yeah, man. Thank you for saying yes to coming on. What about, I guess, yourself, Banana? I guess I'm gonna put you on the spots on that one. I guess your decision. Better question. Your decision to work for the holaplex, correct? I feel like I'm saying it wrong now.
it's a point of contention even amongst the team. But no, I think to kind of settle that the original like I guess um, yeah, the original history behind Olaplex is that it's the reason why it's a wave. It's a hand wave of like saying hello. So
Oh,
Ola,
okay.
right? So Ola, hello, and then Plex because we're built or we're building around the Metaplex protocol layer.
Heard that. Thank you for the clarification on that.
Boom,
Um,
stamped.
pow, approval, proved. No, what about yourself on that one, Banana? Why? I guess what was your reasoning on saying yes and going to the opportunity on working with him?
Dude, it's tough, man. And I think Scuba hit it on the head when he said like you got to know your risk tolerance. And so a couple of years ago, I'm a new dad. My kids are like 1.5, 2.5, coming up on 3. And I got like back in the grind, like, oh man, I gotta make money. Got the desk job, working at Bloomberg, working in finance, making a good salary, living in New York City. Not enough of a salary to really enjoy New York City, but
Mm-hmm.
like I could afford to live there. I put a couple $100 away in the savings, right? Like every month. Do the thing.
Right.
And like to be real, we had like return to office. We had like this like weird situation where it was we're kind of remote. We're not remote. I was remote for a whole year working in my office from home. And then they were like, "Hey, you want to come back?" And I was like, I don't know, right? So like there were issues in traditional world, and I saw the office space like Groundhog's Day repeated situation, like going to this job that like didn't really fill me up. conversations about crypto would come up and the room would get kind of silent, and I'd be like, oh, okay, we don't talk about that stuff here. And like many of you guys out there in the world in the NFT space, I found myself on Twitter, on Discord, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When I wasn't working and when I wasn't doing everything else, it was what's going on in the NFT space. So I was presented with an opportunity. Hey, do you want to come work for holaplex? And I was like, oh man, it's tough, right? Like, I did take a small like financial pay cut. Like, I did work in one of the biggest cities on the planet for one of the biggest companies on the planet who make a boatload of money, who pay their engineers very well. But like I got this new freedom where like I could be remote, like truly remote. And like I don't live in the frozen north anymore. Like I literally just shipped my family across the ocean.
Nice.
to a little island. I now live in Puerto Rico, and it's fucking dope and it's beautiful, and I don't have winter
Yeah.
to worry about. And work is cool with it. Like do your job, like build the thing. I
Build the thing.
Build the
Right,
thing. We're about
do
to
your
start
job,
talking about
build the
that
thing.
thing in a quick second. I promise y'all. I'm not just asking your backgrounds. It's not an interview. I promise on that one.
Yeah. So just just to wrap that up, like it's super scary. It can be really risky. I would say if you're interested in moving to the crypto space, like really like analyze the situation in front of you. Like I got a job that I really like. My finances are taken care of. I get paid in USD. I'm not getting paid in a crypto coin that could go to zero. And I'm building in a space that I feel emotionally congruent to. So like that's really cool.
No, 100%. Congrats on both y'all for overall finding the job and keep crushing it. Because again, I have no idea if you technically are, but it sounds like y'all are both crushing. So keep doing it on there. For people that are listening, in general, artists, stuff like that, I'm sure a lot of them have heard the name, holaplex. Oh, Jesus, now I'm fucking thinking of everything now. Overall, what is it as a new person? Say it's your sister, because I always talk to my sister because I got a sister and about crypto, and she's just like, shut up. I'm like, damn it. All right. I mean, it's always the family members, the hardest ones. But what would you tell a new artist, a new person? I'm gonna keep saying the holaplex. What holaplex is? What are y'all? What do y'all do?
So I think from like the way that I always explain it is that we build tools to empower creators, brands, collectives, collectors, and companies to do whatever it is that they want to do with NFTs, all built on Metaplex, all built on Solana.
Nice. You kind of mentioned before when y'all were kind of explaining the backgrounds, and I guess I won't quote y'all on it or anything like that, but it was I guess first started back in the September August range, right around there. The main owners, like who first started it, or I guess how many people are involved with in holaplex.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't, I guess, speak too much for Alex, Brian, and Kyle, and the rest of the gang, who were there from the genesis. But the creation story behind it, right, is that I mean, if we take a step back to summer, like Solana summer of 2021, Metaplex had just released their code base for essentially minting and creating NFTs on Solana. And like the projects that we've kind of brought up in a little bit here already, were like the pioneers of getting that underway in a variety of different ways. And the fact of the matter was that like setting up your own Metaplex store was one, very undocumented, and two, very technically challenging. Even if you like had some level of like developer like experience. Like I studied management information systems in my undergraduate career, so I feel still pretty comfortable around like a variety of different languages and EEs. But at the same time, like, don't like I can't fathom what Banana and the rest of the crew are working on. And even for me, like standing up a Metaplex store was something that was like kind of arduous. And so Olaplex kind of came about because it was trying to kind of build a way to, in a very no code sort of way, allow creators to stand up their own Metaplex stores and mint their own NFTs, sell them. And like no ill will towards Metaplex, but like when you ship product that early and that fast, like there are bound to be problems. And so not just with them, but with like the efforts of like the entire ecosystem and the Olaplex team, like a lot of the improvements that we've seen, not just from like the degen minting experience, but just like the way that NFTs on Solana exist and are made, and that underlying code base has substantially improved. And I would kind of say kudos to the team at Olaplex and like our engineers for helping do that in a way that's kind of respecting the ethos, I think, of Web3, which is decentralized, open source, and by and for the community. And so that's kind of the ethos that we live by, and it's kind of what we were founded on as well.
So question on I guess with the difference, because I've never minted anything, or excuse me, I guess I've minted. I've never like created my own store or anything like that. I guess before holaplex, as you were saying, were like, I guess, is this something that you would have to kind of like code yourself, make the store that way? Y'all made it where it's just a lot easier process that way. It's just like creating the store, and I guess people like Banana and everyone else has coded it where people like me that are not too techy can make it simplistic. Is that I guess overall correct?
Yeah, I mean, I like the experience as Olaplex is today is you can spin up your own Metaplex storefront, and be minting and listing your own NFTs in 5 minutes. And all you're really paying for are Solana gas fees or Solana transaction fees. Sorry. So, I mean, it'll cost you like, I don't know, 10, $20 in Sol, depending on the day and the price of Solana. But we're confident that anyone can do it, right? And like Alex and the team shared a story this morning. There was a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old that had made and minted their first NFTs and sold them this morning. And like those are really cool, empowering stories that I think kind of really hit the nail on the head as to like what we are trying to enable. It's not just these like brands like Degen Apes or ThugBirdz or Solana Monkey Business that have real like generational talent behind them and like war chests to do it, but it's also like the Sally, the Harry, like the others that are sitting at home, like no matter their circumstances, to be able to like make their own storefronts, create their own NFTs, and feel empowered by it.
Nice. No, that's pretty dope on even with the younger kids doing it, just because in the sense of, I'm sure to an extent as well, their parents maybe helped them a little bit, but just a simple part of like making it easy where someone at an age like that can do it. So I remember back 2017, I'm trying to tell Pops how to do the Coinbase or this and that, and it probably took a little longer than it should have on that one. But like I think that's one of the things that people get thrown off or kind of back away from when it is overly complex, even if it's something simple to make a storefront or things like that. So that's a huge I guess what I think accolade is the proper word. I mean, y'all are probably know what I'm talking about on that one, but that's a huge like that's shout out to y'all on that one, because that's a big thing. Because easier the user experience is, as y'all know, the more people will start using it. Question with the I guess with the kind of the paying, the bidding, stuff like that. Is it just mostly like bids y'all are known for? Because again, I've never put anything on there. I know a lot of times you'll have bids on there. Say I create a NFT and I create a storefront. I guess overall, what are the steps to it? On a simplistic, easy terms. And then I can create a store, but I don't know if I get to connect wallets and everything else. So I'm like,
it's pretty easy. So I'm gonna start this off by saying that
Yeah.
Holaplex made it so easy to create a storefront that legitimately, if it weren't that easy, I wouldn't be on this podcast talking to you today. Like,
Heard
it is that
that.
easy. I'm an engineer, and I was setting up the Metaplex stuff, and it was not hard, but it was not something that I wanted to continue to do. And I looked for an easier solution. So it's as simple as have a funded Solana wallet, right? Have a phantom wallet with a couple of bucks in it, throw one Sol in there for everything that you're gonna do for like a month. And you connect your wallet and you go through a form and you say, what are you uploading? And you like upload, you drag your picture, you drag your video, whatever you want to make into an NFT, drag it into the form, and you give it a name, you give it a description, you click mint. And assuming the Solana network is not falling over that day, you will have it in your wallet within seconds, within a minute at most, because it's got to upload whatever your content is. If it's a big video, it'll take a little longer. But then it shows up in your wallet, within a couple of minutes. And if the costs of minting NFTs on Solana weren't as cheap as they were, I think a lot of people also wouldn't do it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to say, I'm going to sell on OpenSea on Ethereum and it's going to cost me $120 to sell my art. I'm a nobody. I don't know if anybody's going to buy it. Right. But I can throw $1. I can throw, $5 to mint an NFT and mint a sale. So you can do two types of sales. You can do a fixed price sale, which is like, I'm going to sell my NFT for one Solana, or you can do an auction. Excuse me, where you set the time and you set like tick size and you set all these options that you can play with to kind of have a fun like game with your friends. We've got some really, really cool stuff coming in the works.
On that one, sorry to cut you off with
go for
the like the bidding and set it up. I guess do y'all have I guess like the ticks? Because all I'm thinking is the tick when you got to get like a fucking, you know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, it's a tick. You know what I mean? What I like, do y'all I guess have those things kind of set up where it's like options like that one, maybe not exactly click, hey, 3, 2, 1, things like that, but I guess like you said, it's kind of laid out layman terms on that one.
It's a super laid out form that has like nice sliders and drop downs and definitions for stuff.
Heard that. Make it simple and easy for people like me. That's what I'm talking about. Thank
Dude,
you.
super simple and easy. You can have a minted sale going within a half hour max.
For people that I guess would be listening are because you said I guess pictures, videos, things like that. Are there certain file sizes that I guess things can or cannot hold? Does that stuff stay on the website? Or I guess for creators that are thinking, hey, I want to have this video where this 30-minute, montage of a car and X, Y, and Z. Are there thresholds that can and cannot be done? I guess what are those like, if there are any?
From a technical standpoint, if it can be stored on IPFS, we can make an NFT of it.
Or Arweave.
Or Arweave, yeah.
Heard that. Question, I don't know if I should ask this or how to ask it, but I guess where is that stuff stored? I know there's always servers, stuff like that. I guess is that all stuff like just on the blockchain or shoot, say I put a podcast up. You got a 50-minute podcast. Is something like that able to be done? Not saying I'm doing it, don't worry, but like realistic, because I've always
it's stored on the chain, or it's stored in Arweave, or it's stored in IPFS. It's stored up there. We don't have servers that store the content.
Okay, those are the servers that are storing it. Heard that. See, took me a second. I gotcha.
And those are decentralized services. So like you go look them up, and they're like like Web3 crypto companies that we've all heard of, or some of us have heard of. So look them up. But we are not storing that stuff. So like you could upload your video, and I'm not gonna have a copy of it on a holaplex server somewhere.
Question, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer on this one as well, but I've asked almost every kind of company that has it where you can connect a wallet. Say, I connect my wallet, I got my NFTs I just made, and I got my ThugBird in there, and y'all site goes down, or I guess maybe we kind of talked a little bit beforehand, but I've always asked this question. Like, what happens when it goes down? Are my NFTs gone, lost, and different, or is it just we got to wait till the site comes up? I guess what happens when things like that do or does happen?
You want to keep answering these, Banana?
Yeah, sure. I'll take the tech questions. Yeah. So if we have a technical problem, and Olaplex, like you can't get to your storefront for some reason, like your NFTs are still safe, your auctions are still safe, they're still on chain. Auctions and sales are minted on chain, so like you could fork and make a copy of Olaplex or Metaplex, and your NFTs will show up and your sales will show up there.
Nice. Heard that.
So,
It's always
yeah.
on the blockchain. Which
It's always on the chain, yeah.
figured
We
out the
have
answer,
like
but I might as well ask.
technical, yeah, we've got like some technical stuff that we do to like make the site load faster, like stuff like that, like just like kind of like OG Web 2 stuff. But that's just to make sure that like, users are happy and stuff loads fast and
Yeah.
that-
What I like telling, because like I'm more on the business development and like partnership side.
Mhm.
Like what's like we really like to emphasize that we're open source and decentralized. And the reason why is because like if so this is me saying that we should get the ThugBirdz podcast minted and up on an Olaplex auction. But say we were to do that, and for whatever reason, like 2 months from now, you either like decide this isn't like where you want to be, or you don't agree with what the direction that Olaplex is going, or you have some kind of other opportunities that you're pursuing for whatever reason, you can like very easily go and like Banana said, just fork our code from GitHub and be up and running like pretty quickly, right? And like that's one of the benefits of being open source is that you no longer really have to rely on us as a company to like provide you this service, because if you really wanted to, you like were motivated to do so, you could provide it for yourself. And what that kind of positions us as we're custodians of this software and the community that uses that software. And so when we say that Banana's working on like improving the indexer or whatever it is that he spends his time on these days, like that's from the position of us giving back to the community and making those better for them. So everything's completely safe, and like you don't have to worry about us either rugging or even like servers not working in your
I guess as a maybe I can't answer the exact thing because I know I guess you're not the exact owners, but as even workers are, say if you did own it, I guess, is that something that is I guess overall worrisome to an extent where people can do that, or like say if someone like me tried to do it and was like, hey, I'm gonna do this, I don't need y'all. It's a lot more work than just hey, click paste, boom, boom, boom. I guess if people can do it, like you said, with open codes, it sounds like a shitty question, but I guess why would people use y'all site, y'all's I guess y'all's project if they can do it themselves? You know what I mean? Which I pretty sure I know the answer, but
I mean the open source code is typically like distributed under certain licenses. And so, like, I can't speak too much for it, but Brian, who's one of our founders, basically wrote the book on open source. And so, like, there's if someone wanted to, I guess, like fork this and try and do Olaplex better than Olaplex, then they certainly could try and do it. But at this point, like,
they don't have
we're so motivated and we're so far ahead of like understanding how this works that it's probably better just like even from like a financial perspective for them just to like partner with us and build something really cool together. And it's something that we see like time and time again with like from the partnership side and from the PD side of things, like the conversations that we have with other brands with enterprise and like legacy clients, and even like crypto native companies, is that they get really excited to work with us because they don't have to ask to see things because everything's out in the open anyway. And so it not only allows us to build faster, but it allows for our partners to build faster. And when everyone chews glass faster, more cool shit on Solana gets built faster.
No, 100% on that one. I guess that question I can ask you as well, because I know you said with the marketing, things like that. And you kind of answered it, some of it on what you just said with the open source, things like that. But and correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I saw with the, I mean, I know, I keep saying it. Y'all say holaplex. I guess
Nailed it.
there we go. I keep on. Yeah, jeez. Okay, so we got it with that. Why do companies, I guess, partner with that one? Like, say the whole Solana thing, because y'all got TVs up as far as I know. I think on like every hacker house, like the main ones. Y'all been there. I guess how does stuff like that play out? Is that just because, like you said, y'all are already in there, got the foot stamp, already there, and overall qualified? But say I'm a person coming to y'all and saying, hey, I want a partnership with y'all. Why do people do it that way? Is it just because they know it's the future, or what are those? What is your answer to that?
Banana, why did you choose Olaplex over, and why do you continue to choose Olaplex over everything else that's out there?
Oof. I
Or
continue to
not?
choose. No. It's good, man. It's good. Like I've never thought about it. Like I mean, I've thought about it, but like I like control over like my store. I don't like that I have to, or I like that I don't have to go to a website portal and then like be verified by them, or get approved by a third party, right? Like I was able to spin up my store in a few minutes and like mint my NFTs, and then like they were out in the world, and that was great. I continue to do what I do because I think empowering artists is really, really important. We are not like the other Solana exchanges where we're getting paid on transaction fees, right? Like it doesn't matter if it's a good project or not. Like transaction fees are transaction fees,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's cool. That's cool if that's your jam. That's not what I do, and that's not my plan. And I'm just gonna keep like banging the one for one artist drum like until I don't know what happens, because it's a good drum to bang, and I think that empowering people across the planet to like make art, share their creations, like express yourself is a very, very powerful thing.
No, 100% on that. Why? I guess for kind of both y'all. Why do y'all think a lot of artists are using y'all's platform? Because a lot of people that we've had on here, I mean, they have it on other exchanges as well, but they have it on there as well. Is it like you just said, that the freedom, the ease to it, or I guess you
Oh,
don't have
dude,
to
it's
sell
just super
anymore?
easy. It's super easy, and like it's very inexpensive to get started. I mean, like I'm telling you, man, you get started in 20 minutes. Like the
Boom,
next
boom.
the next chat we do, if you don't have a store up, it should just be a podcast of me walking you through getting a store up. And you'd be like, "What does that say?" I'd be like, "No, click left." And it'll be fun.
We can make it happen.
But like if I can start up a store in a few minutes and start selling NFTs versus I go to a website where I have to apply as an artist and I have to say, here's my portfolio, here's my roadmap, here are my things, or submit mint hash lists and like wait for some sort of approval to get my collection on a store, right? Like there's a lot of hurdles for that. And I think like if you don't know if you can do it, like any hurdle will stop you from doing it. Right. Like if you're like, if your buddy's like, yo, come on, like let's just go. And then you stub your toe on the way out, you're like, oh, I don't really want to go anymore. Like,
Oh shit!
like
It's
that
always
little
an
thing will
excuse.
stop you. So, like just making it easy for people to just get started and sell art and change the world a little bit. I think that's something to do.
Yeah,
100%.
I think like building off of that, one of the things like we tell our artists and like even people that like ask us this in public is like if you're a creator in this space and you're either on Solana already or looking to go to Solana, like you should always look for the solution that works best for you. We and the like 7,000 plus storefronts that we have
Nice.
believe that holaplex is that solution, and that's what we like get up every day and like build towards making that. And that's why like we value input from our communities. It's why we interview artists that are on our platform, that are off our platform. It's why we interview collectors and ask them the same thing. It's why we have a whole section of our Slack and even like our Discord to some extent dedicated to UI UX, to make sure that we are like building something that users want to use, that we want to use, and that like creators ultimately want to use. And like if they're finding better solutions elsewhere that like makes them either more money or fulfills them or like accomplish whatever it is that their artistic or like creative goals are, then like by all means they should go and do that. But to all those that are that go to like other exchanges, I'll say we're doing our best at Olaplex to get you back and get you using us, because we think we're building the best like product suite for creators on Solana.
No, 100%. And like, I guess whenever y'all, I don't know. I guess I was just thinking of this when I was looking down, and you were saying that stuff as well. Like, cause I mean, I've had a lot of not a lot, it's a handful of artists on, and they've had the sales either on y'all's I guess like site and other places, but as I guess as Ben and you creating some of the stuff, and Scooby you know, getting all these marketing things, or ever I guess sit back or just think back and be like, you know what? To an extent, yeah. I mean, y'all are. I mean, of course, holaplex, olaplex. Jesus Christ, is always. Now I'm trying to think Spanish. Jeez, I mean, y'all like changing people's lives. You know what I mean? Like I've the last person, Sleeper. I know he has some of the stuff on there as well. But it's like, do y'all ever just, I guess, think about it, like, you know what, it is cool that, yeah, maybe you might not be exactly the person giving that person the soul, but y'all give the opportunity for that stuff to happen, which honestly, I don't know if a lot of people ever say, not even a thank you on that one, but like little stuff like that. I don't know. I came from not a lot of stuff to a lot of shitty shit, and then basic stuff like that. So I don't know, man. It has to be a cool feeling. Hopefully y'all do, because that just has to be a good feeling. So if you haven't felt it, hopefully y'all do now, because y'all are doing stuff for people, and that's changing life it's fucking sweet.
Thank you, Caddis. Thank you, brother.
With I guess the last couple questions, because I was honestly, I just looked at the time as well, and I already got y'all past the 30-minute mark. I'm almost at 48 minutes, so apologize on that one, but I do appreciate the convo and enjoying it as well. On, I guess, every fucking time now, Jesus, Olaplex. What do y'all, I guess, what do y'all's vision? What do y'all want to see y'all's, I guess, self in the next crypto big time? 1 to 3 years? What do y'all want to be known for in the space? We're known for more.
Shit, you're asking for 1 to 3 years, and I'm like struggling to figure out what I'm doing next.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh shit. What do y'all? I guess better question than analytics. I think you said before you have about 7,000 storefronts. When y'all hitting 10,000? You know what I mean? Tomorrow, the next day, like, do y'all set goals like that as a company, or is it just honestly, hey, we're gonna make the best platform, and then have it already like scaled that way so you can do it there? Because honestly, like 7,000 storefronts is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, of course we set like internal goals, and like we have aspirations, and we have like a vision, as I think any company that's trying to build something like tangible and awesome in this space should have. I think it's appropriate. But it was also kind of more so a joke about how fast this space moves. I mean, we'll show up to one hacker house thinking that like we have this game plan and we know what we're doing, and we'll leave like 1 or 2 days later and be like, oh shit, like I guess we're like this changes everything, right? But yeah, I mean, I think like the ultimate vision for us is to keep building products that enable like NFTs on Solana in a wide variety of ways, and maybe not just one of one artist, but like both sides of the equation, and like just continue building things that benefit the entire ecosystem, and supporting others in in those kinds of efforts as well, whether it's through partnerships, like we announced on Bid with Friends, with Bridge Split. So now you can kind of go in on that Google or that Gomu Gomu, and like bid with your friends, or whether it's like the South by Southwest Hacker House, that we're spinning up in March that we announced today, along with like 10 of our friends in the ecosystem. We're hoping ThugBirdz shows up. So if you're out there listening, back to ThugDAO, and start talking about it and see how you guys can play a part. But yeah, I mean, just like contributing to the ecosystem, great way, empower creators, and I mean, I think like Solana Labs, they're trying to onboard, I think, 1 billion people to Sol, by maybe the end of this year, and like, fuck it, sounds like as good a plan as any to me.
You know,
so
why the hell not?
like, let's shoot for that, and we'll just do it with NFTs.
I guess the last question, in general. One, I guess, any closing thoughts? Shout out Sleeper, because for some reason I always would ask, like, do you have anything we haven't touched on? Anything on the tip of your tongue? And he's like, bro, just final thoughts. I'm like, dude, you are fucking smart, my guy. So any final thoughts on y'all's end, and then any pull it this way, any alpha, I guess you can let us know about holaplex in some way in general. I know you just got, I guess, some of the new partnerships you just said, but closing thoughts and last alpha by any chance? And if not, it's okay, don't get fired, all right? Please.
Don't get fired. Don't get fired. Don't get fired. Closing thoughts. I want to see more artists on the space. I want to see more people who think that they have art, that they want to get out in the world to just do it, make art. Like, please, like, this will hopefully be the thing that changes your life. Like, you're never gonna know if it's gonna be the thing.
Very true.
So far it's been a thing for me, so I'm just gonna keep saying, yo, like, just try. Please, 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 just try. You want a shout out? Like, reach out to me. I'll retweet you if you're a little artist. Like, let's get you out there, because the few people that I've onboarded are having a lot of fun, and they're having a lot of success, and like, I just want to keep seeing it. I don't have to lose for you to win, right? Like, let's all win together. That's my closing thought. Let's all win together.
I like it. Now, Scooby, you got to come backing that one up. You came in strong with at the beginning of the podcast. This guy's coming saying, come on, everyone, come on in. What about yourself?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think of like what we can share and what we can't.
Yeah, I don't want to see a tweet tomorrow like you're fired. I'm like, bro, that's not the intention. It's not that alpha, bro.
No, I think Bid with Friends is just going to get better and better. And I'm really excited to see what different communities that are able to work together can kind of push one-of-one art and collection, and also fractionalization to new highs, which is going to be really exciting. I think that we, by the end of like this month, are going to kind of be changing a lot of people's expectations out of what NFTs can do for them, which is really exciting. And everyone that we're talking with about it seems really excited. And yeah, you'll find like we're also doing a lot of in-person stuff this year too, to try and get out there and start having these conversations. So I'm particularly excited about South by because I've missed out on the first couple of hacker houses. But yeah, excited just to be out there building with the community, for the community. So everyone on Solana's been kicking ass, and we're striving to keep up in all the ways we can.
Hell yeah. Totally lied. The last one, got to get a call. You know what I mean? We're going to pretend like we're all synchronized. All right, on the count of three, we're going to hit a little call. And if not, I'll just do it myself. All right? 1, 2, 3. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all stick around for a quick second. I'm going to end it kind of like how I did in the beginning. But real talk, thank both of y'all for coming on and just sharing a little bit about yourselves and a little bit about holaplex. So shout out to y'all for that one. On that note, though, stick around. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know what time it is. Let's get it. Once again, shout out to Banana, shout out to Scuba, shout out to holaplex. If you're not already, go ahead and follow them at holaplex. And then go ahead and hit that Discord. Take a look at all their links. Show them some love. If you're artists, do yourself a favor. Check them out as well. As always, y'all stay fresh, stay clean, stay positive. And one more time.